What it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Guys, today I want to talk to you guys about attention and what your attention means. What you guys have to understand and what you should be aware of is that, dude, your attention is what really matters. What you give energy to, what you choose to focus on is what really matters. If you gave as much attention, as much focus on the gym, not only are you there working out, but you're finding out information about how to work out when you're not in the gym. You're also finding out tips and tricks on how to eat better so that your diet can be within the scope of your training regimen. You don't want to kind of be just working out. No, you're giving this your full 100,000% focus. So you're looking at every way in which you can get better. I can go back to the time when I was in college first working out, bro. I was watching Simeon Panda, Greg Plitt. I was watching Ulysses Grant, the Hodge twins. Hodge twins don't make no more fitness content anymore, but I was watching the Hodge twins. I was watching Jeff Nipper. I was consuming all of that information because why? Because I really wanted to get better in the gym. I really wanted to get better. So since I wanted to get better, I had to carry myself as somebody who truly wanted it. And somebody who truly wants it, they're going to do whatever it takes to continue to get better, find different ways to continue to find tips and tricks that just keeps on adding to. That's what you guys need to put your energy and your focus on, is things that can give you a return, things that can add on to your life. If I pay more attention to this, if I give this more focus, it has the possibility of enhancing my life, making my life better. I can see it right now, so let me keep on going. I can see it. That's exactly what you guys want to do. You guys have to carry yourself in a way in which your attention, your energy is like currency. It's like your currency. Consider it to be like your XP. You don't have infinite amounts of attention and focus to give to any and everybody. You simply just don't. You have to be resourceful of it. And if you want to truly harness the power of your attention, bro, dial it in, focus in on something that's going to give you something in return for your investment. Your attention, your currency, when you spend it, you can spend it in a way in which it can be an investment, in which it can provide you something back in return. That is how I imagine the best version of Josh being. As a guy who does not have a lot of time for BS, he has time for the things that are important. And what deems it important is because it's impactful. It can make change. It can make change to his life. It can make change to my life. Those are the things I want to focus on. I'm not trying to give attention and spend money and currency on things that I can't see the return on getting, or I'm throwing a lot of money and investing and hoping eventually it turn out and work in my favor. No. Make a smart investment. Look at yourself and carry yourself like the guy who you want to be. You aren't just going to eventually become that guy and you're just going to automatically start carrying yourself in that way. In order for you to be that guy, you have to start carrying yourself like that right now. You don't feel like you're the best version of yourself. The only way that you're going to feel like you're the best version of yourself is if you start doing things that the best version of yourself does. You start carrying yourself in the way that the best version of yourself does. You start doing things that the best version of yourself does. You consider yourself being, oh man, I'll have a lot of money, I be fit, I be this, I be that. Okay, are you doing the things, the actions that, because they're just not going to pop out of the sky and just land in your lap. You have to work for them. You have to be wise. You have to use discernment. You have to make good decisions. Hard or right versus the easy run, because I know there's a lot of y'all boys out there giving y'all's attention, giving y'all's a focus to a lot of things right now that are not impacting your life whatsoever. Are not completely showing you that this thing that you are giving attention and focus to does not get you closer to where you want to be. Whether that's women, a lot of y'all paying a lot of attention and energy to a lot of women who are clearly showing you they are not worth the investment. Why do you continue to show attention to them? Do you know that, if you are actually on your stuff, if you are actually that guy, it's not really hard to get women to go on a date with you. It's not really hard for getting a woman to text you back. It's not really hard at getting a woman, period, if you just focus on yourself. But what you chase escapes. You need to realize that. What you chase escapes. So if you are desiring and you chasing, and the part of you chasing it is by you giving a bunch of attention to it, then come on, bro. Come on, what are we doing? Is that what we doing now? We don't have our attention means nothing because anybody can get it, and nobody has to do anything to deserve it. Is that who you do? When you think of the best version of yourself, do you think any and everybody can continue to have access to you and go up to you and talk to you and want you to be around you and everything like that? Do you think that? No, the best version of yourself, bro, is going to be, you're going to have a restricted, close, small circle. People that are only in your life that have the ability to make you better, as you would do for them in return. You aren't bringing stop paying attention and energy to people that aren't giving you the investment in return. There is such thing as a woman that will give you the attention, energy, and focus that you crave, that you desire so much, that you are easily giving out away. There is such thing as a woman that will give it to you. You haven't found that yet. Well, how about you try something different? How about you try something different. Hey, let's listen to what Josh Holt said. Maybe I should start carrying myself like a boss. Start carrying myself as somebody who's worthy of something and not having to prove myself. I already am worthy of having a woman or having this and having that. So I'm going to start carrying myself like that. You don't just start feeling and being and like one day you just, no, through time, as you consistently stick with the behaviors, you stick with the patterns, it will turn itself into fruition, bro. Your attention is the most important thing, bro. Because if you give one thing all the attention, you give it your ultimate focus, you give it your best, bro. Oh my gosh. Who knows where you could have been at? But what have you been doing? You've been giving attention and focus to things that can't make your life better, that simply won't make your life better. Even if they, like, you guys are watching, keeping up with a bunch of stuff on social media does not make your life better. It's cool to consume. It's cool as being entertaining. But are you in the right state right now to where you have the ability that you feel comfortable? Like, you think this is the time for you to be entertained with your life not where you want it to be? Where your life being in shambles, for example? You think this is a time right now for you to be entertained? You think this is a time for you to be focusing and a bunch of energy and giving a bunch of attention to some things that cannot make your life not in shambles, cannot make your life better whatsoever? Do you think that that's good judgment? How about we do what we gotta do so we can do what we want to do? That's the only way that you can truly enjoy when you are being entertained or enjoying your off time, is when you ain't got to come back and face the problems. No matter how many times you go out and party, no matter how many times you go out and hook up with girls, no matter how much, those things can't solve your problems. Your problems are going to persistently exist until you give it some attention and focus into changing it, which is something that can impact your life, that can directly change your life, that you can immediately receive a return from when you give the investment first. But now you just want to keep spending on expenses, giving it out, not getting nothing back in return. And you wondering why you're not elevating. You're wondering why you're not elevating. It's because you're spending. You're giving away. How can you build when you're giving away? So it's going to probably require you to go, self-reflect. It may require you to be like, okay, I'm tired of where I'm going now, of where I'm at right now, but I want to go here. Okay, you're going to be in a limbo stage. What is limbo? Limbo means the state in which you are between one point to the next. So right now, your current environment, your current situation is not ideal for where you want to be and what you're trying to be. So you have to make a change and go in limbo. You have to go without. You have to go in isolation. You have to go in secrecy. You have to go into the darkness. You have to go through limbo and patiently wait for the investment to return. Patiently wait for your life to fulfill, to unopen, for the hard work to be rewarded. But you first have to acknowledge, it's like, I've been spending way too much attention and energy into things that are not making me better. I need to stop that right now. And then when you stop, it's going to be uncomfortable. You may feel like nobody cares about you. You may feel alone, but it's necessary, because that is the only way that you can prove to yourself and prove to God that you are willing to do whatever it takes to become something different. Is when you are just stuck and it's nobody to talk to except for God. Ain't nobody you can defer to except for God, until it's just you and him. And then let him guide your heart. Let him guard your spirit. Let him protect and worry about the things that are outside of your control, because that's what you've been doing. You've been worried and focused on a bunch of things outside of your control. Why? Because you're not tapped in with God, you're not tapped in with the Most High, and you simply just don't trust him that he'll take care of it. Because why? Because in your life, God is not as big as he is. He's not that big, and God is only going to be as big as the way you perceive him. So if you don't trust him to take care of the things that's outside of your control, he simply just won't. Because if you worried about it, all it takes is just simply asking. God, this is what I'm struggling with. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how but I just need you to come through for me. You think God can't take care of your problems? You think he can't solve it for you at the snap of a finger? You really don't. You think the man that created, not even the man, you think the one that created all this that we see around us, created a planet, created an earth, created human beings, can't solve your problems? You've been trying to do this your way the entire time, and it's simply not working. Try a different way. Try something new. And you know deep down something is telling you, like, you know that I'm right. You know that I'm right. You know you need to stop doing all those lazy activities, because right now you are not in the position where you earn the ability to where you can be entertained. You ain't earned the ability to where you can sit in your bed and twiddle your toes. You ain't earned that yet, bro. It's time to do something different. Let's do something different. Let's be something great. But we have to be willing to go through the pain of transformation. The pain of transforming. Going through limbo. Going without. Going through feeling like alone, and you ain't like, you cutting everything off. You getting into a new environment. But that's the only way that you can get better, is you have to leave the area in which you are getting sick at. And before you start thinking, well, maybe I can do both. Maybe I can do... No. I've never heard of somebody who had an illness or who was sick and said, you know what, I'm going to get better by consistently still doing what I've been doing, by staying in the environment, staying dirty, staying around the negativity, I can see myself getting better while still being immersed in all that. No, it's not possible. That's like saying you could take a bar of soap and go outside and clean the mud. No. It's not going to work. As soon as the soap touches the mud, the soap is now dirty. It's not the other way. No, the soap is dirty. What was clean now, when clean and dirt touch each other, the dirt is going to win. I wouldn't give you no dirty soap bar with a bunch of mud and a bunch of saying, hey, you can use this to clean. No, you'd be like, no, that's dirty. So how do we get clean? Well, we have to remove ourselves and position ourselves in a position in which we can get clean, because we can't get cleaned if we still being around the things that's making us dirty. You have to stop doing those things. Let's stop paying attention and giving focus to things that are not making our life better. Simply put, let's just stop. There are people out there that are getting all your attention, all your energy, and it's doing nothing but feeding their ego. And it's portraying this thing in their mind where they can just use you. use and abuse you, not as somebody who's a person, not somebody of value, but somebody that can fulfill a specific purpose for them. That is how they see. That is how you've conditioned to treat them, or that's how you condition them to treat you. Yeah, I know you guys didn't give me attention and you guys didn't give me energy and focus, but here, continue. I'm going to consistently be here to give you guys attention and focus. You guys never ask to see how I'm doing. You guys are never trying to be and hang out with me, but I'm always going to try and hang out with you guys. That sounds like the life. That doesn't sound like a very immaculate life. That sounds like the life of a loser, if I have to be frank, for the lack of a better term, bro. That does not sound like something I would want to say, or a reality in which I'd want to live in. I want to live in a reality in which my attention, my time, and my focus is important. And that anything it touches turns into gold. Anything I put my mind to, anytime I put my attention, turns into gold. It makes my life better. I like doing things like that. I like fulfilling my day out with things like that. I don't find myself as somebody who's consistently putting myself out there, giving myself to so many people who aren't deserving of it. No. I'm something of value, but the only way that other people can recognize that I'm something of value is if I believe it and I walk and carry myself as if it's true. And do the actions that are aligned with that make it true. Fellas, never forget, man, if you put your attention and your focus on something, man, it can transcend into something great. I remember when I was a young kid, man, and I was building this puzzle and I didn't want to do anything. I said, I don't want to be bothered with this. Mom, I'm not hungry. Mom, don't come over here. I need to solve this 1,000-piece puzzle. This 1,000-piece puzzle. It's going to require all of my attention. It's going to require all of my energy. I need this puzzle to be done. I have to finish it. This is where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be a guy that solves 1,000-piece puzzles. I need to feel the sense of achievement. I need to push myself to be something better. And this will do that. This is challenging me. This is impacting my life. I don't want to do anything else. I gave my energy and all my focus to that 1,000-piece puzzle. Best believe I got that done. But do you think that I could have got that 1,000-piece puzzle done if every 5 minutes I was trying to go keep up with the Joneses and seeing what celebrity couple did this, see what celebrity couple did that, wondering what this girl was doing, wondering what that girl was doing, wondering what my homies is doing, wondering why they ain't text me, wondering why they ain't trying to hit me up, wondering why my job is this. All of those things cannot make your life better, bro. It can't make your life better because you don't have any control over it. You do have control over your life and you can make decisions to make your life better. All the guys you see at the top were not born that way. They weren't born at the top. Now, some people were born at the top, yada, yada. We get all that. But when you see a guy, it's one thing to be born at the top, but he don't carry himself with that same sort of swagger. He doesn't garner the respect that maybe his dad and his dad's garners. He's like, yeah, everybody can tell. He's just the guy that's just got put on. Everybody can see that, but I'm talking about the guys where everybody looks over and raves over. Everybody looks at and admires, feels inspired by it. Looks at them and wants them to be approved and liked and respected by that person. Guys that are like that were not born that way. What made them that way is that they made decisions, hard decisions, instead of easy, wrong decisions. Hard decisions in order to say, hey, I'm going to go without. I'm going to give this 110%. I'm going to give it my attention. I'm going to give it my focus. I'm going to stop playing games. I'm going to stop BSing. I'm going to get for real about my life. Their decisions, their ability to make that decision right there that I just described is the reason they are where they are. Had nothing to do with genetics. Had nothing to do with nothing. It just comes down to simply just making decisions that other people aren't willing to make. That's simply what it is. You mad at him? You jealous of him because he has X, Y, and Z? Why? Because you probably think it was given to him. Don't be mad at him because he chose to go through the thing in which you were running away from. The work is not going anywhere. And I'm so glad that it requires, like, for great things to happen, it requires an unreal amount of dedication. I'm so glad, like, success is not easy to, because you guys' attitudes, simply put, is you're just not in condition. You'd spoil it. You'd spoil it. I'm glad that it's hard. So nobody else can get it. Only the people that can get it are the ones who are really doing it, and they really would push themselves to a level in which they could only see one way out. And that one way was being a winner. How bad do you want it? Are you bad? Do you want it bad enough to the point where you want to change? To the point where you're going to start doing things different, then where you're going to start carrying yourself different, bro. They see you texting them all the time, and they're choosing not to respond back to you. Do you think that guy that's at the top, you think they're going to do him like that? You think they're not going to text him? No, bro, they're going to respond back to him. They're going to reach out to him, see what he got going on. They know, they didn't forget about you. No, they're trying to forget about you. They're trying to. But you're the only one that's not reading the symbols and signs and reading the room. Why? It's because instead of you putting in work to build yourself up to a person who likes themselves, to a person who accepts what they see in the mirror, you're looking for other people to do it for you. You're looking for other people to accept you. You're looking for other people to validate you, make you feel happy. And you can't get that. You can't get it from outside. You can't get, the only way you place it is in here, internally. By working and carrying yourself as the guy who you've always wanted. Imagine the best version of yourself. What would they do today? How would they act? How would they respond to that text? How would they respond to this situation? How would they respond to that situation? How would they do it? And that is what you need to do in order for you to actually be that guy, is you start imitating him. You say, what would he do? What would that guy do? Oh yeah, he wouldn't be giving out a bunch of attention. He wouldn't be wasting a lot of time. He'd be focused. He'd be working like a mug, boy. He'd be putting that work in. He wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, giving out his time and energy. He'd be locked in. He'd be focused on something that's very important, something that's very impactful, something that has the ability to change his life forever. He'd be focused on his purpose. Probably be chasing God. He probably wouldn't be worried about a bunch of BS. He'd probably be very at ease knowing that he's got God behind his back, so he don't worry about the problems that he'll face. He knows that he's going to conquer him, because that's how he's been carrying himself. He's been carrying himself as somebody who conquers things, who stands on top, and who will win at the end of the day. That's how he carries himself. That's how he will see himself at the end. You need to start seeing yourself like that. You need to stop thinking that you're not worthy enough. You need to stop thinking that you need them. You don't need them. The only person you need is God. And you already got him. You've had him since the day you was born. You don't need nobody else. You will be all right, my friend. So, this video is getting a little long-winded. And I'm about to eat this food, and I'm going to go in this joint and hit chest real quick. But man, I've been gone for the past few days because my best friend, man, pulled up on me at New York City, man. I had to take some time off and make sure I was with my God, man. I had a good time, but man, I'm ecstatic. I'm motivated. I'm ready to be the best motivational speaker I can be for you guys. But not only for you guys, but for myself, because I'm capable of doing it and I'm worthy of doing it. I can be the best motivational speaker and the motivational speaker for you. And if you don't believe it, okay, cool, that's fine. It does not change my belief in myself whatsoever. Does not. Because why? Because I'm already carrying myself as if I already am the best speaker on YouTube. So you really can't tell me otherwise, because that's the reality in which I chose to live in. That may not be the reality you live in. That may not be the reality somebody else lives in. But that's the reality I live in. And boy, life sure is great. Sure is great. It's crazy how when you start imitating somebody, you start getting any and everything that comes along with getting that. Simply put, copy, plagiarize. Why recreate the wheel? It's not hard. What would the guy that you want to be, what would he do? And then you got your answers from there. And usually it's gonna probably be the decision in which you don't want to do. But that lets you know that's the right decision. The harder right versus making the easy wrong decision. So I hope this video helps. Before y'all go, please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'ma holler at y'all boys.